So as we start to lie here, if it feels comfortable and you feel safe to close your eyes, you can go ahead and close your eyes. As we start to go internal, starting to understand the senses of our bodies. And we can only understand it when we take the time to initiate that. So as you close your eyes, I want you to bring attention to your feet. And not what your feet is touching, but the sensations inside. Does it feel hot? Does it feel cold? Do you feel tingles? Does it feel bland? Do you feel the blood pumping? Is there any tension? What about your calves, your knees? What's going on here? Your right thigh, your right hip, your left thigh, your left hip. Your belly. Do you notice it feeling locked in place? Does it feel hard? Or can you let go of any tension that you're holding in your belly, your organs? What about your chest, your shoulders? Do you feel immense of weight on your shoulders? Does it feel like there's a lot of pressure on them? What about your throat, your tongue, your jaw? Does it feel clenched? Or is there a little bit of a space between your jaw? What about your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead? What's going on here? Does it feel cloudy, congested? Can you relax the eyes, the eyebrows? What about the top of your head, your scalp, the back of your neck? What about your state of being, your emotions today? How are you feeling energetically? Do you feel high? Do you feel low? Do you feel calm? Do you feel chaotic? Do you feel stressed, overwhelmed? Or do you feel right with yourself? And then without changing, just observing, bring attention to the rate of your breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? What is your breath telling you? Now we're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So what it is it's going to be a deep breath in from the nose, a hold at the top, and it can be a sigh, an audible exhale, or just a regular exhale through the mouth. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, take that deep breath in from the nose, hold it at the top, and exhale out. Take another deep breath in, hold it, and let it go. Go ahead, take another deep breath. Take up as much oxygen as you can. Feel the belly rise, hold, and let it go. Take a moment to observe, witness the changes that you feel. And as we set the intentions today for this practice, I mean, you don't have to try so hard or force things to happen. When we force things, we create a resistance, an attachment. And it typically stems from an emotional attachment and the meaning behind the action or the behavior that enhances it. Kind of like the instances, I'm sure you've all experienced this time where you say, don't forget, and then you forget. Or don't have that piece of chocolate, and you still reach for that piece of chocolate. The subconscious mind cannot process negatives, it can't process the no. So as you're focusing or saying don't forget, you're focusing on forgetting. So where else does that highlight in your life? Sometimes these behaviors and these actions are based on the motives, the why, and the meaning that we associate to it. So once you switch your representation and understanding, you change the meaning of the act and disassociate to the behavior. You can try that now or you can try that later. And notice how it alleviates any resistance and force, making the surrendering easier. So next time you're trying too hard or noticing yourself forcing to change something, remember this: disassociate from the behavior, change the meaning, and forgive yourself. Because it's only as hard as you say it will be. But what if it's easy? Energy flows where attention goes. And change can happen in a moment of time. Change happens in the moment we choose to let go of the emotional attachment. Letting go means giving it to God and let the heaviness fall. It's not about what you do, it's how you process it. Now what? Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Go ahead, take another deep breath in and release. Slowly, you can start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. If you want to rock your head from side to side, maybe start mobilizing the shoulders, the body. Maybe you take a deep stretch. And whenever you're ready, as gentle as your body will allow, you can go ahead, roll over onto either side, and utilize this position to lift you up to come into a cross-legged seated position. Go ahead, take a moment to just close your eyes. Feel the sensations that you feel in your body. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. So we're just going to make some neck circles or just dragging our ears from side to side. So you can drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. The chin comes towards center and roll it over towards the left. See if you can find balance between effort and ease through your movement. You're not forcing it. You're just allowing your head to sway, releasing the tension in the back of the neck. Notice if your breath is restricted. And you can gently normalize your head back up towards center. Our hands are going to come behind the body. We're going to interlace our hands as if you're holding your hands. We're going to roll the shoulders down and back. And as you do this, the knuckles are going to gently press into the mat, the space behind you. And then press your heart space forward and maybe gently you tilt your chin up to point diagonally. We're making sure that we're not collapsing on the back, so we're not gazing up towards the center, but it's kind of like you're pressing the top corner of the wall with your nose. Notice your breath. If you feel tense or restricted, maybe you've gone too far. So how does your body want to modify? Maybe gently sway your head from side to side. Be really, really gentle with your neck. Your chin still points up. You'll feel a stretch on the front part of your neck, maybe even your chest. Take one more breath in and exhale out. Keeping your hands behind you, can gently tuck the neck. We're going to continue rolling forward so our chest comes down towards our shin and the hands comes up towards the ceiling. So maybe it's kind of like you're pressing your hands behind you. You'll feel a stretch on your shoulders, your chest. We're not going to be here very long. We're going to be here for 2 deep breaths. So see if you can breathe firmly into your belly. And then slowly you can lift your way up. You can release the hands. Notice any tingles, sensations that you feel, the blood flow coming back. It's a good thing. Body's coming back into alignment. When we hear those snap, crackle, pops, it means that we're alleviating any gas that's stuck between the joints, which means better synovial fluid will come in and it lubricates the joints. So from here, we're going to inhale, our hands are going to come up overhead. The left hand is going to come down towards the left, and the right hand is going to come up and over towards the left as well. See if you can relax that right knee down. Notice if it tends to come up. The weight of your knees, kind of hold your hips down. Just feel a good stretch on the side of the body, the right side. If you want to come down onto your forearm, you can. Really just depends where you're at. And notice your breath. Your breath will tell you if you've gone too far or where to modify yourself. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Inhale. And on your next exhale, the right hand is going to come across the body, reaching over towards the left. So now we're in a spinal twist. Your gaze can either be up or your gaze can be down, tucking in towards your chest. Whatever feels comfortable, and maybe you make a little bit of mobility movement within your upper spine, within your back, and your neck. Utilize this practice as a reflection of how you move through life. Can you move swiftly, or where do you feel the choppiness, the sense of control, the control that creates a resistance? It's kind of like you're hitting a wall, trying to make the wall move. But if you took a step back, maybe you'd see that there's a path around the wall. Maybe you're following somebody's path that gets them through the wall, but that's not your key. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. So you can walk your hands towards the center. Hands are going to elongate all the way out in front of you. You can rest your elbows, your chin, whatever feels comfortable for you. Just making sure that the knees are relaxed. If you want to sit on a pillow, you can always stack pillows to support the hips and the knees. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, the hands are going to become limb as you start to stack each vertebrae up one by one till you come back into a seated position. From here, we're going to reverse the cross of our legs. Our hands are going to come up overhead. Right hand will come down towards the side. You can walk it out a little bit, and the left hand will come up and over, reaching towards the right. Again, where are you forcing yourself to move? Where are you trying to force yourself into what the posture looks like? You're focusing on the external. But what if you just closed your eyes and you notice the internal sensations? The sensations that feels good just to expand you, but not going past your edge. Notice if your chest is collapsing down, but see if you can rotate your chest up towards the center. Take a breath in and exhale out. On your next exhale, the left hand will come across the body, reaching towards the right. Maybe you hear those snap, crackle, pops again. You can relax your head, relax your chin, or you can expand your chest up, expand your gaze up towards the ceiling, whatever feels comfortable for you and your neck and your body. And then slowly you can start to walk your hands back out in front of you. Relax in your head and notice that even though this is the same, essentially, and posture wise, in the pose, just by switching your legs, you have a different effect. And just like that in life, sometimes if we just make the simplest changes, it can create a very different result. If you feel like you're going insane, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, then maybe you get to try something new. Be somewhere new. Sometimes it's just a change in environment that can make such a profound impact on your life. That requires a leap of faith, the courage to make that change. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to make your way up, stacking each vertebrae. Roll the shoulders out a little bit. Get any other kinks that you feel in your body. And you can neutralize the shoulders. We're going to come onto our backs. So your knees can be bent. Take a moment to allow your spine to adjust itself. If you want to sway your knees from side to side, you can. And go ahead and neutralize your knees. We're going to come into a reclined twist and still get into our shoulders. So our knees are going to come together. Our hands are going to open up into a T position. And then we're gently going to drop our knees over towards the left. So the knees are stacked. We're in a twist. See if you can relax your shoulders. Both shoulders are touching the mat. If you want to put a pillow underneath your knees or in between your knees, you can always utilize props. If you want to gently rock your head from side to side, you're more than welcome to. And as we're still targeting the upper body, we're going to implement a little bit of mobility. So with our right hand, we're going to reach through the fingertips, open the fingers nice and wide. We're going to draw the right hand up over the head and then reach it all the way across the body to meet the left hand. And then drag your right hand down towards your knees and then open it back up. So we're just creating a really large circle with our right hand. But see if you can keep the fingertips touching the floor or just relaxing the shoulder. See if you can find fluidity in this movement. Maybe you feel it in the spine. Maybe you feel it in the neck. And it's okay if you rock over your left shoulder, rocking forward and back as well. You don't have to be stiff. Explore your body. See if you can either be dramatic with the movement Go ahead, take one more, and then we're going to go the opposite way. So instead of going up, we're dragging our right hand down towards the knees and then up. So we're just making this direction in a different way. So our knees are still over towards the left. And then you can open your hand back up. Keep it into that T position and just notice if your shoulders feel a little bit more relaxed. If your shoulders can touch the mat a little bit better. Go ahead, take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can bring your knees back up towards center. Allow the spine to adjust itself. Then we're going to drop our knees over towards the right. Allowing the shoulders to open up. Just notice the sensations that you feel in the chest. Maybe it feels better, maybe it feels different. The labels that we use are just labels. It's the inherent meaning that we give to it. Now we're going to do those mobility with our left hand. So go ahead, start to draw the left hand up and over, and then reaching for the right hand, rolling the left hand back down, and opening your chest back up. Maybe you feel a consistent click in the shoulder. See if you can relax the shoulder. What muscles can be activated or soothed to make this feel a little bit more fluid? Sometimes in life, it's just our focus. You consciously have a choice, or you've made the decision that you don't want to follow into the same habit or pattern. But energy cannot be created nor destroyed, so that focus has to be directed somewhere. Take one more round, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction.
Or maybe it's the language pattern that gets changed. So maybe instead of saying, don't forget this, you say, remember this instead. Or maybe next time you notice a craving in your body, you try to understand the meaning of it and asking your body why. So maybe reaching for that piece of chocolate, it's because your body is deficient in a nutrient such as magnesium. Or maybe it's because you're stressed and your body's seeking comfort. Or maybe your body's just actually hungry. When we understand the meaning behind the behavior and the action, then we have more power to change it. Take one more round, and then you can go ahead, open up that hand back into the T position, and just notice the change in your shoulders or your chest. Your gaze can be over either hand.
Whatever feels comfortable for you. Go ahead, take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to bring your knees back up towards center. And we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So we're going to open up our knees as wide as the mat. Our knees are going to come in towards the chest. And the space in between our knees, we're going to reach through with our hand to grab our ankles or to grab the outsides of our feet. If this feels comfortable for you, you can go ahead, lift your feet up towards the ceiling. But see if you can relax the back. If you notice that your body is quivering or shaking, you can just release and relax your feet to come in towards the groin. Again, don't force it, but we want to make sure that we're relaxing the back. The lower back, we're gently pressing the lower back into the mat. The shoulders are relaxed. If it's too much to keep your feet up towards the ceiling, you can go ahead and relax the feet. This is a deep hip opener, so be gentle with your hips. And if you can do this pose, then you can do a lot of different challenges in life. I'm sure that there's been a lot of changes in your life because if not, you'd be the same person that you were when you were 2 years old, 7 years old. But I'm sure that there's been a drastic difference. And that difference means that you can change now. And you won't be the same person forever. So, how can you embrace the best parts of you? Can you regain control over your habits, your mind, the power and authority that God has granted you? Take one more deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can relax your feet back down. You can make any movement that feels good for you and your body. And then you can elongate your legs all the way out in front of you. Your hands can come by your side. Your hands can be on your belly, up overhead, whatever feels comfortable for you. As we come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. The integration process to preserve the learnings. So remember that if we want more, we have to start little with the small things. The small things start to add up and they make big things happen. So maybe it starts with taking care of yourself first, taking care of this temple, this vessel. Improving your health. And as you improve your health, it snowballs to having more energy to do more of what you love. Sometimes it starts with filling up your cup first. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Notice what changes can happen instantly just by the choice Just by even acknowledging that it doesn't serve you and it doesn't have to be this way anymore. You don't have to keep yourself in a box. And allow the peace to arise within you, around you. As you listen to the rain, allow it to cleanse you, to purify you. Anytime that you step in any body of water, it's refreshing, it's cleansing. It means every day you have the opportunity to be new again. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. Slowly, you can start to make movement back into the body. You can wiggle the fingers, the toes. Maybe you rock your head from side to side, or you take a deep stretch. And whenever your body is ready and will allow, you can gently make your way over to a cross-legged seated position. You can just rest your eyes. Notice the openness that you feel in your body, the newness that you feel in your heart. And may you remember that change can happen instantaneously. Change does not happen by an action, change happens by a choice. Change can be really simple when we allow it. So, what are you blocking yourself from receiving or changing into? You can bring your hands to prayer pose in front of your heart, honoring your journey, honoring this moment that's only temporary. May you bring this forward with you to your next path, your next step. May you stand in your light and cherish it. Malama Pono. Thank you for practicing with me today.